Welcome to VCTV. Hi, I'm Christina, and I'm here with David Crowe, Startup North, and we're here at Extreme Startups Toronto Demo Day. How's it going, David?
It's great. It's an awesome day.
So what did you think about the startups and the presentations?
I thought they had 5 amazing startups. It's great to see both the Toronto community and everyone from Boston, New York, and San Francisco come up to Toronto on possibly the hottest day that we've seen in 2012 and really see some hot startups kick off and launch themselves to the world.
What did they do really well today?
Sunil and Andy did a great job putting together in an event that brought together folks who aren't necessarily based here. We saw Mark McLeod from Real Ventures and Chris Arsenault from Inovia out of Montreal. We saw some of Peter Thiel's gang out of San Francisco. We saw folks from across the world show up in Toronto to take advantage of the 5 amazing companies that they put together.
We've met some idea backers from the Valley and elsewhere. We just spoke to somebody else from Boston. So why are they interested in our Canadian technology startups?
You know, Canada is a really wicked place. We have an amazing opportunity with startups who know what market traction look like, who are typically underfunded, who have access to engineering talent, and then who don't have the same competition for that talent and the fight and the worry that they're going to lose the talent to their nearest competitor. Canadian startups are set. You know, we thought that 2011 was a breakout year. 2012 is going to be huge.
And what's going on next? What do you think is up on the horizon for the startup sector?
It's an interesting one. I think that, you know, we've got interesting things happening in Montreal again with Startup Fest and Grow in Vancouver. I think that we're going to see a big breakout in mobile gaming and big data, and I think that Toronto is really set to break free and do some very cool things. You can see that with the big raises from Wave Accounting and Wattpad, Fixmo, and Achievers. The U.S. guys are looking here, and there's going to be something. I'm betting it's well.ca or Tribe HR.
So it looks like there's a lot happening. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's happening in the next chapters of startup life here in Canada. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us, David.
Thank you, Christina.
Welcome to VCTV. Hi, I'm Christina, and I'm here at Extreme Startups Demo Day in the evening, and I just bumped into Aidan Nulman, who's actually started, hi Aidan, how's it going? Who started a startup called Winston. Tell us about Winston.
We're a company that does things with cars.
What happens with cars?
Basically, we build software that allows people to go and book their rides, manage and expense their taxi and limo rides at the click of a button with their mobile phones, and we sell that software to taxi fleets around the world.
Now, what inspired this great idea?
Not gonna lie, a lot of awful experiences in cabs. Not my own. I was part of a group called the Next36. We were an incubator that happens every year in Toronto during the summer. My group got into the incubator, and we really wanted to develop a remote control for reality. So with that idea, we started talking with a lot of the folks involved with the program, and we learned that corporate car service was a huge pain point. People really needed to go and better book, manage, and expense their rides. There's a lot of fraud in the system. There's a lot of late cars and shoddy service. So there was a real need for disruption and need for a change in the marketplace. So we started off by building our own small fleet called Hire Winston that we sold to a number of large professional services firms in the city. Realized that the technology can actually be useful beyond our own small petty uses, and have now been selling it to fleets in New York, Chicago, Toronto, and San Francisco. We're in discussions with folks in all around the continent.
So the world is your oyster. What's coming up next in the horizon for you guys?
What's coming up next? Oh God.
You haven't done enough.
Oh, believe you me, we have not. We've got another iteration of our application coming out, this time with pre-scheduling. Right now, the only way that fleets can deal with pre-scheduling their rides is through an online booking tool. So we have a new application coming out as well. We're releasing Android. We've got some really neat stuff going on in countries beyond Canada and the US, but I cannot announce it right now. I'm so sorry, Christina.
But you'll let us know first, of course, right?
I will email you, and I'll send you a video of myself telling you all about it.
So Aidan, do you have any competitors out there?
There's definitely a bunch of competitors. This space is heating up, and it's really interesting. There's guys like Uber who are looking to take over the limo market, guys like Halo who are looking to take over the taxi market. But realistically, what we believe is that technology companies should not be running taxi fleets. There's years of experience and so many different situations that people have when they need to book a car, when they need to ride in a car, that have evolved some really sophisticated systems. And we know, we have the, I guess, the humility to know that we're not going to replace that. There's some real amazing expertise that exists out there, and we just want to go and be a better bridge between individual users and the cars that they ride in.
So what do you think about what's going on right now in terms of all these types of applications and accelerators and incubators such as your Next36? We're here at Extreme Startups. Should we have more of the same, or is there some room for improvement?
It's a really interesting model. It's really useful for a lot of folks. And it's I shouldn't knock it. It's really helped us out, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, it's really interesting. David Crowe just had a great post up on Startup North, just saying that not everybody is a founder. And what's amazing about these is that it gives everybody the opportunity to go and try, and it gives people who have like zero business running a startup, it gives them the opportunity to go and actually take a shot at their dreams, and like it has worked out awesomely well for me, and I need to thank the people who were stupid enough to invest in me in the first place.
Well, we're looking forward to see what happens next with you, so we'll be following your story.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for taking time to meet with us. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Let's think it's fun. Cheers. Welcome to VCTV. Hi, I'm Christina, and I'm here with Prajakt, who runs an accelerator incubator out of India. Well, welcome to Toronto and Extreme Startups.
Very exciting around India. The event was fantastic. I think the quality of the presentations was extremely good. All the teams have the potential of creating very large companies. All of them address interesting markets. What I thought was very interesting was the way the mentors were engaged with the entire program through and through. And I think that was a big differentiator between what I've seen elsewhere in the places. So congratulations to Extreme Startups for having done this fantastic event. Yeah.
So is this your first time seeing one of our incubator events out here in Canada?
It is. But this is the beginning of what we think is going to be a long journey. We are partnering with Extreme Startups and collaborating and essentially connecting the entrepreneurial ecosystem between India and Canada and figuring out what is it that we can assist with companies in Canada to start up in India, and what is it that startups in India could do, leveraging the Extreme Startup Partnership to get into the Canadian markets, etc.
What do you think we can learn from the Indian startup technology market?
I think one of the things that Indian companies are good at is building companies at very, very limited investments. One of the things that they do is stay hungry for a little bit of time, probably because of cash is not available, but that's one of the advantages that I would like to get. Most of the companies in even the successful ones, typically would get about $100,000, $200,000, $250,000 versus $1.5 million kind of pitches that I saw here today. And that allows them to build the concepts, take it to the slightly next level, and then be able to raise $1 billion or $2 or $3 or $4 of million down after they have got a little bit of meat on the ground on the bones at that point.
And what do you think so far about a lot of the companies that you've been meeting today that were pitching and some just hanging around here?
I mean, the entrepreneurial talent that I have seen is extremely vibrant, and I just love the way they pitch, the clarity of communication, the way they were presenting their ideas, etc. Even the entrepreneurs that are mingling around within the crowd, they have been extremely well defined in what they intend to do and stuff like that. So I'm quite excited with what we'll be able to do. The one message that I had to many of the entrepreneurs, which I don't see happening here, which is what we encourage a lot of our companies to do, is even at the early stages we encourage them to go and create a very strong advisory board and make that advisory board behave like a board, which means every month there has to be a report that goes to them. Allow them to challenge and critique you. Every quarter you do a 2-hour conference calls with the advisory board. You present to them like you would to a board. Get them to speak about the company for 5 minutes and discuss keep 1 hour for discussion. We've seen, at least in the companies that we have been involved with, that makes a huge difference to the way they will be able to pull together and bring together some amount of talent.
That's excellent advice. Hopefully a lot of smart startups will listen to it. It's been wonderful getting to know you and looking forward to seeing what's going to happen between the Alliance with Extreme Startups, and we'll be following your story too.
Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
Thank you.
VCTV rocks.